Good morning, good evening, greetings from wherever you are, however you are seeing this video. My name's Sharon. I am a soul whisperer, and that means that I empower others to reconnect to their heart, to their soul truth, their soul purpose. And this is my weekly chat. And today I am guided to talk about intuition. And I know that this is a popular subject for many of you wanting to understand or learn how to reconnect to your own higher self, your intuition. And it's also a popular topic for me. It's one that I do like to talk about and share my insights on intuition. So I guess the first thing I really want to share with you is that everyone has the ability to connect to their intuition. So whether you want to call your intuition your higher self, your higher power, your higher intelligence, connecting to source, connecting to God, whatever you like to call it. For the purpose of this video, I guess I'll mostly say intuition. And your intuition is that gut feeling. It is knowing feeling within you, that an understanding of how things might unfold, or if a certain decision or choice is made, then there's this inner knowing that this will be the right way to go, or if you choose a certain path, then that may or may not be the best way. So it's this inner knowing, this gut feeling, and this is your intuition. Your intuition is in your heart, your guidance. It is allowing yourself to be connected to yourself, your higher self, being guided by the forces that are greater than you and I. So we all have the ability to connect. We have so many distractions that prevent us from connecting or interfere with the ability to readily connect. And there's lots of distractions. One of them being our busy minds. And so the ability to calm the mind allows us to easily and readily connect. So this is why things like meditation, mindfulness practices are really beneficial, because they allow us to quiet that busy mind and allow us to have space for the connection to flow through. And remember that on this path, the mind is secondary to the heart. So we've been living for centuries in a place where the mind has been controlling everything, and its rightful place is behind the heart, so that we are heart-centered and heart-led, listening to our heart and making our choices with our heart, right? I always hold my heart crystal, my chakra, rose quartz, which is my heart, and that whenever I'm channeling, whenever I'm meeting with clients, whenever I'm having discussions, I've got it here on my desk, and I often mostly hold it. And I also like to hold my blue lace agate, which is very much about connecting to intuition. And that's just a personal preference for me. I don't actually need those. You don't need to have crystals to help you connect to your intuition. That's just my personal preference. I like to utilize the energies of the crystals. And that is something that you can choose to do. I have other crystals on my desk. I have crystals in every room because I like the energies of the crystals. But if that's not for you, that's fine. You can choose to leave those without. They're just tools, right? It's really, really important that to be able to maintain a clear and easy connection is that we have lots of clean water. So preferably not tap water, and I have touched on this before. We want clean water, so filtered water in some way to remove any of the chemicals. Certainly where I live, the tap water has things like chlorine and chemicals in there, and they have to because the water reservoirs often have bacteria. Animals drop their feces in there, animals die in there, so there's often cryptosporidium and other bacterias that cause us digestive disorders, and we don't want those. We want the cleanest water possible. So I leave that to you as to choose how to source your water, and it may be as simple as attaching a filtration system to your tap, or I use a ceramic jug which fills up and it has a filter that's replaced once a year, and my filter also replaces fluoride. Again, that's your choice. But clean water, if you live somewhere where there is fresh running water easily accessible, then you have the most freshest water available. But many of us live in cities and we don't have that accessibility. So we have to use what we've got. So clean water, really need clean water. Our water, and if you have ever read in the 90s, there was a couple of books published by a Japanese researcher. Now I forget his name, Massimo Erasmus or something. Anyway, he did these studies on water, and he discovered that water, when exposed to different emotions, they form, and then when freezing the water, it developed into crystals. And depending on what those emotions were, would determine the shape of those crystals. So if he said, I love you, or posted words, I love you, against that freezing water and exposed loving kindness words to the freezing water, the crystals that developed were just beautiful. They were like diamonds. They were just beautiful and almost perfectly formed, shaped crystals. On the other hand, when the water that was being frozen was exposed to very negative words like I hate you, or you're worthless, you're useless, the crystals were malformed, very misshapen, and not clear in color as well. So the water that we consume is alive, if you like. It is very much a part of us. We are, as adults, are about 70% water, about 90% when we're born. So water has a direct correlation to us. And so what we feed into this body, you hear me say that we need to nourish this body. And we do need to nourish this body because it's fragile, and we are not here for a very long time. It might seem like we are, but really we're not. Life can be very short, and it's very fragile. It can be taken away. It can be harmed. We can break bones. We can suffer injuries. So we need to really look after it, after this body, really honor it. And so on that, we also need to really manage what we are feeding our bodies, because the human body is an amazing, complicated set of systems that function very well and very intelligently, and the body is very capable of eliminating toxins and stresses and things that are not naturally found in the body, until it gets overwhelmed, until we have an overabundance of these stresses and toxins in the body, and then things like the liver becomes sluggish, and then the adrenals become overtaxed, and then our hormones begin to go out of harmonious function, and we're releasing hormones at irregular patterns. So we don't all understand this because we haven't all studied the body, and we haven't all studied our internal systems. But what we put into our body, what we expose this body to, what we listen to, what we, the clothing, even a lot of the clothing industry is very dirty. The chemicals that we expose ourselves to, such as our cleaning products, there are so many different things, the amount of pollution that we're exposed to. All of these things can impact our body because over years and years and years of being exposed to these things, our body can absorb and become sluggish. And this is why we're seeing so much illness. There's so much illness around these days. Illnesses of things that once upon a time were not very, very frequent. They were very rare conditions, and now they're very popular. Well, I shouldn't say popular, they're just common, which is sad. So we want to make sure that we are not eating too much processed food. We're not eating too much sugar. We're not eating too much salt. We're not eating let me flip that. We want to make sure that we're eating more fresh fruit and vegetables. We want to be eating whole grains. We want to be eating wholesome food cooking. So if you're interested to learn more about how to eat healthfully for your body, please get in touch, because I am a certified nutrition and health coach, and I can help guide you in that process. And I do run a cleanse every quarter as well. So to help flush the liver, it's a medical medium cleanse. So we're helping to flush the liver, which is the storehouse for all of these antibiotics, chemicals, toxins that we have, which is directly linked to the amount of hormones and that are released, and the bile that is released, and the breaking down of foods within the body because of the proteins that are released. It's a very, very complicated but super intelligent body. Right? Our bodies are capable of removing and eliminating toxins that we don't need until it is overburdened. So I'm not the fun police and saying don't drink and don't enjoy yourself, but it's just to monitor and moderation, right? So moderation of these things. And what you find is the more healthy that you eat, you start to feel the nutritional nourishment that your body is receiving, and you want less and less of those sugary foods or processed foods. So enough on that one. So back to intuition. So connecting to our intuition, I think we're stepping into a time when more people are waking up, and therefore more people are learning how to tap into their intuition, into their guidance. And I think this is wonderful, because we need more people to be in their heart, to be heart-led souls, and to be guiding others. And not everybody is going to step onto this path, so it's good to be aware of that. But I'd like to try a little exercise with you, if you indulge with me. If you sit here with me for a moment and you close your eyes, and what do you see? Just breathing in and out normally. Just being conscious of the breath, breathing in and out. And what do you see in your mind's eye? Is there anything that comes to you when you close your eyes? Do you see colors and shapes? Maybe you are taken to a favorite place in nature. Maybe you see yourself at the beach. Maybe you see the stars. Do you see anything? And if you don't see anything, that's totally fine. But do you see anything? And what does this mean for you? Does this image that you see have a direct does this image that you see have a direct relationship to you? In that I mean, if you're seeing shapes and colours, is this your third eye activating? Is it a colour that you resonate well with? Is it a favourite colour? Or does it mean something for you? Does it make you feel good to see that colour? If it takes you to the beach, is that your is that your favourite place? How does it make you feel when you see the beach? And if you see nothing, that's completely fine. So if you see nothing, just focus on the breath and focus on being here in this space right now. Focus on seeing the breath going in the nostrils and coming back out the nostrils with every inhale and every exhale. Imagine you can see the particles of the air, the oxygen, the life force, the prana, chi coming through to revitalize and feed your body and every cell. And maybe that makes you feel alive. Maybe that makes you feel enlivened. Maybe it makes you feel cleansed. Because we each have different sensory perception that's enhanced. So you may be very visual, but you may be more auditory. So you may be more sensitive to hearing things, or you may be more sensitive to feeling emotions, and maybe your chakras get activated, or you feel tinglings or sensations in different parts of the body, or maybe you're sensitive to touch. When you touch objects, you can sense things. There's many different ways that you can find your gifts and find your connections. And if you don't know what they are, I encourage you to sit in space like this in quiet and allow yourself the time to breathe in and breathe out, and close your eyes and notice, what do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you sense? Which of your senses is coming alive right now? And allow yourself to be here in this space for just a few moments. So take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, and gently bringing yourself back and open your eyes. So what did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? Which of your senses came alive in that little exercise? And feel free to redo that exercise as many times as you feel you need to, because this is how you can discover which of your senses is activated. And if you find that none of those senses activated for you, that's completely fine. As I said, we're all very different and we all have very unique gifts. And if that is you, then I encourage you to put your hand on your heart and just feel into your heart. And then you can ask yourself, what is it that I need to know? What is it that I need to do? What is the way that I need to move forward in this situation? Or when you have something that's arising that you're wanting to understand, sit and put your hand on your heart and then allow yourself to be in that space of your heart so that you can use your heart energy to lead you, to guide you, right? And if you don't connect to any of the sensory perceptions that we've just done in that little experiment, please don't be upset. Please don't be down on yourself, because we all have very unique gifts, and maybe your gifts haven't yet been uncovered, and it could be something completely different. I talk about the sensory because my senses, I have very heightened senses, and so those are the gifts that I use. But you may have something completely different. You may talk to angels. You may have a specific archangel that you communicate with. You may have connection to another galactic being and have conversation and guidance with. There's so many different ways that you can connect and receive message. The simplest way, the most simplest way to receive message and connect to your intuition, your higher intelligence, is to be in your heart and to be in a space of being and less doing, and allow yourself to just be in that space of quiet and contemplation, and allow spirit to come through, allow your guidance to come through. It is the simplest way to allow your connection. If you are interesting that my throat is acting up, something else I need to share with you. So if you are the type of person that gets this gut feeling or this inner knowing, then sit with that. Don't ignore it. So this is the process that you need to learn to this is the process that you need to learn to be okay with. You need to learn to sit in the space when the feeling comes up or the knowing. Sit in that space and allow quiet contemplation, and it's the same as being in your heart, but allowing, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? So not to ignore it, not to go, oh, I don't know about that, and to keep going in the direction that your mind thinks that you should go. So it's allowing yourself to question, okay, why am I feeling this way? I'm feeling that maybe I shouldn't do that today. That's not where I feel like I need to be moving forward in my business. And so sit with that and be okay with that and trust it. Trust it. Even if it doesn't make sense. If this is your inner guidance and you just know in the pit of your stomach that this is the direction that needs to happen, trust it. Because what will happen is, if you ignore it and you go down a different path, events will eventually unfold where you'll get to a point where you felt like, I knew that's what I should have done. I felt like that was the right decision and I didn't do it. And that's okay, because we all have done that. We all go through a series of ignoring our guidance until we start to learn to trust it. So I'm just reminding you that when that comes up, to start to trust it, to start to listen and pay attention. And you might not get it right straight away, and that's okay, because that's what this journey is. This journey, this path that you are on, is a journey of self-mastery. It's a journey of self-exploration and self-discovery. And there's no wrong or right. It's really just allowing yourself to unfold like a flower that opens up, like the lotus flower, if you like. It closes up and then it opens up slowly until it's blossomed. And this is the path, okay? So there's no right or wrong, and there's no beating ourselves up for not doing what we thought we should have done. It's a lesson learned. And so next time when we have that feeling, we pay more attention. And maybe that time we do trust, and we make that decision to follow our intuition and not be guided by the crazy monkey mind or what someone else is telling us we should do, right? Connecting to your intuition is your divine right. It's your divine guidance. It is unique to you. I hope that I have provided a deeper understanding of connecting to your higher self, how to connect to your intuition. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Happy to have further discussion around this topic. If you have questions, then maybe I can do further conversation about it down the track. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful. It's very beautiful experience to be able to let go, to fully surrender to the trust that you will be guided, that everything will be okay. You are on this path, and it's surrendering and completely allowing yourself to unfold. And that doesn't mean we don't take action, because we do need to take action. Nothing happens if we don't take action. But it's surrendering to the emotion. It's surrendering to the guidance. Okay, so don't be confused about not taking action. We still need to take action in our business and to create that direction, but we're guided by our intuition, okay, in what direction we're taking, in what action we're taking. So I hope that clarifies that. And this is the work that I do, is helping others, empowering others to surrender and to let go, to be able to trust themselves. And it's such an honor for me to witness people when I work with people, and it is such an honor to witness the complete surrendering and letting go, and then the flower just blossoms. It is just such an amazing privilege and an honor to be able to be the guide in that process. Because once you have that clarity, you will be able to make decisions for your life, your personal life, for your business. You'll be able to make decisions with clear conviction and confidence, and you will know exactly what your direction is and what your purpose is for being here, why you are here, and what you need to do. And when we have moments of uncertainty, because life happens and we're constantly evolving, so there are times, and there will be more times when we will have uncertainty, because that's just the way it all unfolds. And when that happens, you come into your heart and you allow yourself to be in that place of quiet, of contemplation, and allow yourself to calm. It's really important that we continue to calm the nervous system. I'm seeing a lot of stress, a lot of sickness at this time as well. People are overworked, people are stressed. There's a lot of financial burden happening. There's a lot of disharmony, and the nervous system, we need to calm the nervous system. So meditation, being in nature, exercise, walking. And when I do feel I need to say, when our nervous system is overactive, pushing exercise that is asking you to push very hard, like to go all out, is not what your nervous system needs, because that's going to exacerbate the fragility of the nervous system. So we want exercise that's a little bit more calming and a little less intense. So I'm wishing you a really beautiful week ahead. If you wish to join my solstice meditation, which is happening on Friday the 22nd at 2:27 p.m. is the solstice for me in Sydney, Australia. So I believe that is, did I have the times written here? No, I believe it's 9 off the top of my head. I think it's 9:27 p.m. Eastern, and on the 21st, and I think it's 3:27 a.m. UK time, or that might be Central Europe time. So 3:30 in the morning is probably not ideal if you're in the UK and Europe. So you can catch the recording if you're interested. But if you'd like to join live, please drop me a message, get in touch with me. The meditation is on Facebook. It's completely free. We will be starting at 2:15 p.m. So if you are joining from North America, that will be 9:15 p.m. I'm not quite sure what's coming through for that meditation. I won't know until I sit in that space. However, the solstice is really about bringing in new energy, and I think that energy is enhanced this time of year as we are stepping away from this calendar year and moving towards the new calendar year. So it's a great opportunity to bring that through. So, but I don't yet know what's going to come in for that meditation. So you have to join or watch the recording to see how that's going to unfold. So I'm wishing you a really beautiful week. Stay in your heart. Choose wisely, live vibrantly.